Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome on this chilly winter's night. Hopefully the weather will be nice to us this week, but either way, at least we'll all keep each other warm with our Shabbat spirits tonight. So our service begins tonight on page 120 with our candle lighting blessings. And I would like to invite up our Oneg families, the Cantus and the Cohens, to light the candles and say the blessings. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat. Thank you. And now we turn to our welcoming in of the Sabbath bride on page 138 and 139. We will sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And when we get to verse 9, I invite you, if you're able, to rise and face the door and imagine Shabbat as a beautiful bride joining us in our sanctuary, coming down the aisle to meet her betrothed. That might be God or might be the Jewish people, depending on which rabbi you ask. But in any case, we welcome her to this union. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Yishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, v'shemo tiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor habracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Toreri, kiva orekumi uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai alayich nivla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. You may be seated. And now we have lit our Shabbat candles, we have warmed up our voices, and we have welcomed in the Sabbath bride, and we are ready to segue into our evening service with the Chatzi Kaddish on page 144. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma divrach yirteh v'yamlich malchuteh B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayetechon Beit Yisrael Bagala u'bizman kariv ve'imeru amen. Yeheshme Rabba mevarach ve'alamu al me'almaya yitbarach ve'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yiromam v'naseh v'yithadar v'yit'ale v'yithalal shemei dekudesha b'richu leila min kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata damiran ve'alma ve'imeru. Amen. On page 146 is the Barachu. Please prepare yourselves for the call to worship. Continue together in the English on page 149. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'arif aravim. Page 150. Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, from who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. On page 152 and 153 is the Shema, followed by the Ve'ahavta. I invite you to prepare yourselves for these words of Torah. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha. Ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam B'shivtecha b'veitecha, uv'lechtecha b'derech, uv'shachbecha uv'kumecha, u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha, u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, u'v'hisharecha, le'man tizkaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, V'hitem kedoshim Elohechem, Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, v'hiot lachem Elohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem. You may be seated, and we continue together in the English on page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Mi chamocha ba'alim Adonai, mi kamocha neder b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef eleh, nora tehilot osef eleh, malechutecha ra'u vanecha bokei hayam, Mifnei Moshe u'Miriam ze'eli, anu ve'yamneru Adonai, yimloch le'olam va'ed, mi chamocha ba'alim Adonai, mi kamocha neder b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef eleh, nora tehilot osef eleh. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Page 160. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up our guardian to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming, to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Page 162. Ve'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We come now to the central portion of our evening prayer. The tefillah starts on page 164 and continues over the next few pages. I invite you to prepare yourselves for these central blessings. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'imahot, U'mei Gula livnei v'neihem, Le'ma'an Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah Rav le'Hoshia. Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem. Mechalkel chayim bechesed. Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim. Somech noflim ve'rofech olim. Umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishenei afar, michamocha ba'al gevurot, umido melach, melech meimit umechayeh, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah lahachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yihalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated. And we will continue together in the English on page 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Page 175. Ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer, wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands. You are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. Page 177. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'el lehodot. Page 178. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Ki atahu melech adon l'chol hashalom. V'tov b'necha livarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol et uv'chol sha'a b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Baruch atah Adonai, hamivarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. We take a moment now for silent prayer. You might use the words on pages 180 and 181 or the meditations of your own heart. Yehiyu v'ratzon imrei fi v'hegyon libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, v'gali, v'gali. May the words of our mouths and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable to you, Adonai, our rock and redeemer. We turn our thoughts now to those who are ill and in need of healing. We have on our Misha Berach list this week Ricky Grant, Mary Kennedy, Edith and Norman King, Skip and Kathy Brace, Denise Logan, Ruth Brenner, John Kaur, Rosalind Cantu, Peter Winkler, Karen Thompson, Dean Atchley, Bernard and Bernice Strassner, Sharon Buell, Jean Walker, Louis Perlman, Eileen Milner, Mike Haug, Bill Brooks, Brianna Campbell, Josiah Pendleton, Denise Smith, Lori Perry, Scott Platts, Dave Avery, Bob Sparkman, Harvey and Nancy Kronig, Nikki Rubel, Celie Sarah Bat Frumadina, Gail Garifo, Cheryl Manny Ho, Seal Honig, Debbie and Paul Nicely, McKenna Heiss, Bob Katz, Alan Goldstein, Nick Joliot, Rebecca Barnes, Steve and Marion Renard, Wendy Labenow, Benjamin Hartman, Scott King, Jeff Rosen, Donna Thatcher, Chegg King, and Jeffrey Brace. And if anyone else has a name they'd like to share at this time, please do so. We pray for the health of mind, body, and spirit to all those in need. The Mishaberach is on page 371 in the middle of the page. Mishaberach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mekor habracha la'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We also pray for the health and safety of all those in our community who are active military duty, first responders, and peacekeepers, those around the world whose jobs are dangerous so that our lives might not be. We have on that list Noah Kaplan, Oni Hinnanen, Joshua Ehrlichman, Martin Brown, Richard Rubino, Howard Mergler, Kyle Smet, Andrew Booth, Joseph Cald, Daniel and Bridget Stambowski, many members of the Nemero family, Pete Abelson, Jeremy Sharkey, Benjamin Hurd, Alexander Furman, Daniel Gilman, Curtis Miller, Rob Apgar, Ben Farrell, and Caleb Menzies. And all those in the armed services and on the ships at sea that tune in and watch us live or via our stream. Not always live, I think. May the one who blessed our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and our mothers, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel, bless those who are serving in our armed services. May God guard them and keep them from harm. If they find themselves in dangerous path, may God bring them back whole of mind and body to all those who love them. May it be your will, Adonai Tzevaot, to lead them to safety and to protect them from each and every enemy and ambush. May God make their journey successful and guard their going out and coming in with mercy and love, and let them be blessed to return home with life and peace now and forever. And let us say, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. This week's Torah portion, along with much of the first few chapters of Exodus, those that become the Passover story, raise some interesting questions about collective punishment. These questions aren't new, not for me and certainly not from the perspective of Jewish tradition. But almost every year, I find a new commentary or midrash or Notice a new detail, think of a new angle that renews these questions. The most burning and consistent question for me has been, who exactly experiences the plagues? In this week's Torah portion, Parshat Bo chronicles the last three most horrifying plagues and the final tense night for the Israelites in Egypt, right up until the moment of the Exodus itself. In the New American Haggadah, which isn't that new anymore, but that's what it's called, children's author Lemony Snicket offers the following commentary on the 10 plagues. It is one of the peculiarities of the Passover story that God sends 10 plagues down on all the Egyptians, not just the ones who were in favor of slavery. It is likely that there were a fair number of Egyptians who said, I see no reason to detain these Hebrew slaves any longer than we already have, and who nevertheless found themselves drinking blood instead of water. By the time the frogs had hopped through the land and gnats and flies had stung everything in sight, there were doubtless more Egyptians who said, I would rather do without slaves than have all these terrible pests around, and who still suffered from pestilence and boils. By the time the threats came from the sky, hail, locusts, and darkness, there couldn't have been too many Egyptians who were in favor of keeping the Jews in bondage, except the stubborn Pharaoh, who only changed his mind when his own son, who by this point was probably an abolitionist, a word which here means in favor of ending slavery if only because he was sick of plagues, was slaughtered as part of the 10th and final plague. It is likely that the entire Egyptian nation disagreed with Pharaoh by that time, and yet it was the entire nation that was punished. This is not fair, and Jewish tradition has us spill 10 drops from the beverage of our choice when naming the plagues in order to remember the suffering of the Egyptians. Of course, the pain and terror of the 10 plagues cannot compare with a glass that is slightly less full than it was originally, but tradition dictates that these 10 drops are symbolic, a word which here means a way of expressing how sorry we are about something that happened a long time ago and is not directly our fault. This symbolism may come in handy so that some night at dinner you can say, when I spilled that grape juice all over your beautiful white tablecloth, it was not an accident, but my way of apologizing for various terrible things that have happened to innocent people. So when I first read that in 2012, when that Haggadah came out just in time for Passover that year, it struck me that I had never really considered innocent Egyptians perhaps were made to suffer the plagues. I, of course, knew the famous midrash about the angels dancing as the Israelites cross the parted sea of reeds to safety, and God admonishes them for dancing while other children of God die. But I had seen that more as sort of a general concept of God feeling sorrow when people have to die, no matter how deserving or necessary that death. After all, in that scene, we're talking about members of Pharaoh's army, people who are actively in the moment chasing down Israelites and who have also probably in the past conquered and killed other people before. But it never occurred to me that some Egyptian civilians who probably had to endure the plague might also be abolitionists, or at least passive supporters of Israelite freedom. What I had spent a lot more time wondering was how the Israelites experienced the plagues. We know they must sacrifice a lamb and mark their doorposts in order to remain safe from the 10th plague, so are we to assume that without instructions to protect themselves otherwise, they were vulnerable to the first 9? Or that they were automatically protected from the first 9, but for some reason needed that extra precaution for plague 10? And if they were safe in Goshen, could they see what was happening to the Egyptians in the other cities? Was that frightening for them? Did they wonder if it would eventually make it to them as well? We can't ever know, and the rabbis don't agree either. Since 2012 and getting more intrigued by these questions of who experienced the plagues and who deserved what they got and whatnot, I have read multiple commentaries and midrashim about the Israelites, though none really concern the potentially innocent Egyptians other than Lemony Snicket. Many midrashim do agree that the Israelites were safe from the plagues and could see what was happening to the Egyptians. Some say they were only safe in Goshen, but those that served in the palace and had kind of cushy lives and maybe didn't want to leave Egypt, they were subject to the plagues along with the Egyptians in their shared households. Some say that the Israelites of Goshen even sold clean water to the Egyptians during the first plague, balms for the boils and lice, sold produce to them during the locust invasions, and so on. One modern novel, I hesitate to call it midrash as it's written from a fairly Christian perspective, but speculates that the non-Israelite slaves, those that leave with the Israelites as part of the mixed multitudes, could also potentially be protected from the plagues. In looking this week through the JPS English edition of Mikraot Gedolot, a sort of collection of some of the most famous or important commentaries, I noticed that Bechor Shor, a 12th century French rabbi, commented that when the Torah says all the Israelites enjoyed light in their dwellings, Bechor Shor says it means in the land of Goshen. But the rest of Egypt was dark even for the Israelites that lived among the Egyptians. Meanwhile, Rashbam, a century earlier, says even if they dwelled in an Egyptian's house, the Israelites had light. Rashi seems to think that the sinful Israelites who did not want to leave did also have to sit in the darkness with the Egyptians, but the righteous Israelites not only had light in their dwellings, whether they dwelled in Goshen or in Ramses, but also that light went with them as they went out of their dwelling places. And so these so-called righteous Israelites were able to use that light that followed them around, but the Egyptians couldn't see, to go case the homes of the Egyptians, so that when God tells them at the moment of the Exodus to take the spoils of Egypt with them, they know what they want and exactly where to find it in the homes of the Egyptians. That's Rashi. He's Kuni, a 13th century rabbi. These are all rabbis from France, by the way. There was just a lot going on in France over these 300 years, apparently. He adds also that Pharaoh believed the Israelites were subject to the same darkness, and so he didn't even think to ask Moses for it to be removed, like he does with all the other plagues, like, okay, you can go pray to your own God if you take these frogs away or whatever. He doesn't do that for the darkness because he thinks they are also in the dark, and so they're going to stumble on their way out to pray to God anyway, so who cares what they do? That doesn't work out so well for him. So it seems that overall, our scholars throughout the ages have shared my curiosity and concern over the collective punishment of the plagues. And although many try to explain them in the most benevolent of ways, that only the wicked suffered and the righteous even profited off the suffering of the wicked, and this is somehow good and just, it remains ambiguous how our ancient text may have actually played out, and how Moses or the others of the time felt about the narrative they were living through. So what we can do with this ambiguous curiosity and concern is to develop modern Jewish values that reject collective punishment and craft the midrashim that help us assert a future that need not reflect the past, that we can move forward in just ways that celebrate newfound freedom, the newfound freedom of some, without taking away life and liberty from others. And life and liberty here are not to be confused with the privilege to assert dominance over those recently liberated, but merely that it is possible and it can be congruous with our Jewish values, gleaned from the hand-wringing of the rabbis on this week's Torah portion, to assert a world in which everyone lives with freedom and dignity and equality. May we see that world arise in our lifetimes. Amen and Shabbat Shalom. We move now toward our concluding prayers. So I would like to invite back up our Oneg families, the Cantus and the Cohens, to open the Ark for Aleinu, which can be found on page 586. And I invite the rest of you to prepare yourselves for the Ark to be opened. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, Umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. V'nemar v'haya Adonai, lemelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, yihye Adonai echad. Ushemo echad. You may be seated. And now we turn our thoughts to those who are no longer with us in body, but remain with us in spirit. This week marks a yahrzeit, an anniversary of death. For Lena Rosen, Joseph Wessler, Fan Malins, Julius Rubenstein, Harold Abrams, and Sidney Hallam. And I'm not sure, I didn't think to look up when the yahrzeit on the Hebrew calendar is for Debbie Friedman, but this week was the anniversary of her death on the Gregorian calendar at least as well. So we sing her Misha Berach every week, and I'm thinking of her tonight. And if anyone else has a name of a yahrzeit, I know. Go ahead. We're also still within a year of mourning for Peter Wang, Carmen Shentrup, Alex Schachter, Helena Ramsey, Meadow Pollack, Elena Petty, Joaquin Oliver, Gina Montalto, Clara Loughran, Luke Hoyer, Chris Hickston, Jamie Gutenberg, Aaron Feiss, Nicholas Dworet, Martin Duke Anguiano, Scott Beagle, Alyssa Al-Hadef, Diane King, Rodney Smith, Amanda Chazen, Tom Metzler, Norman Rosen, Renee Adler-Kaplan, Lee McCoy, Jeannie Grissom, Betsy Klarman, Ivy Bells, Daniel Stein, Joyce Feinberg, Richard Gottfried, Rose Mallinger, Jeffrey Rabinowitz, Cecil and David Rosenthal, Bernice and Sylvan Simon, Melvin Wax, Irving Younger, Alexandra Haley, and Pat Burton. If anyone else has the name of someone that they're thinking of tonight, please share it. The Mourner's Kaddish is on page 598. Mourners and those who wish to join them may rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach hirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon uvyomechon, uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru amen. Yehe shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudasha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush bechata v'nechamata. Damiran be'alma. V'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'imru amen. You may be seated. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imru amen. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. 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 V'imru. Announcements. Our president could not make it tonight, so he asked me to fill in announcements. I think I got them all. This Sunday, weather permitting, Religious School has a parent breakfast, so students and parents together are welcome to learn and eat, and it should be a really great program. If it does not happen this Sunday, if we are snowed out this Sunday but not next, we'll try again then. We are predicted to get snow both weekends, and I know, of course, next weekend is also a holiday weekend, and some folks go away for the 3-day weekend, but we'll just cross our fingers that it'll happen one of those 2 weekends. Tu B'Shvat is also scheduled for next Sunday at 5 p.m. The Seder, which will also include a covered dish meal. Please bring a dairy meal type thing to share, in addition to, we'll have the nuts and fruits and juices you need for the Seder, but for a more substantial food part, we're doing potluck style. Again, that's weather permitting. We'll send out emails early in the morning, both this Sunday and next, to confirm where we stand with the weather. If Tu B'Shvat also gets snowed out next week, then we will postpone. Tu B'Shvat, the holiday, happens when it happens, but we'll have some sort of celebration for it maybe on the vernal equinox, when spring actually, and celebrating the rebirth of trees, makes sense in North America. So we'll, to be determined, stay tuned, but for now, hopefully, this Sunday, 9:30, next Sunday, 5 p.m. Yes, am I missing more things between?
Isn't the vernal equinox hitting Purim this year?
No, Purim's, is it? I think Purim's later than that.
Everything is really late this year.
Well.
No.
We'll figure it out when the time comes. Let's wait and see how these 2 weekends play out. Let's see, other announcements though. What am I missing? Next Friday, the 18th, is a family Shabbat. Services start at 7. The religious school will be helping to lead. This Friday after that, the 25th, there will be a sing-along at 6:30. January 25th, yes, sing-along. Yes, that got moved. I think that's everything that's upcoming. Adult ed, well, okay, so depending on weather, Sundays at 1 o'clock. adult ed this week and next. We'll email you if it gets canceled. Oh, and the Human Rights Commission Town Hall, I think I put the letter on the table out there, but the thing that got snowed out in December is now scheduled for January 19th. So we'll see if it gets snowed out again. Yeah. So, okay. Did I miss anything else? Anything with sisterhood coming up? Not friendly skin. Oh, book club meeting is Monday the 21st at 1. Okay, I think that's all of it right now. The most important thing is just to keep checking your emails between now and before you leave to come here on Sunday. And we'll send you updates as the weather progresses. Okay, our closing song is Shalom Aleichem, and page 627. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Ni Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Ni Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Ni Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.